am supposed to be in Disney World right now, and I have spent many months, days, weeks figuring out if I was really gonna go or not, and I decided to postpone my trip. And so for those of you that are in the same boat that I am, I thought that I would give you the reasons why I chose to not go to Disney World right now. Like I said, it was a very hard decision to decide if I was gonna go or not. So let me start from the beginning. I was just gonna go for 5 days, 1 day for each park and then kind of a free day. I booked this beginning of the year, way before the pandemic. I was already a little hesitant about going during the summer because I have never been in like the heat of summer, but you know, we were gonna be there anyway, so we decided to just book this trip. Then the pandemic hit and I'm like, okay, it'll be fine, we're not till July. Here we are in July, and last week I made my final decision to postpone the trip because I wasn't ready. I was not ready to fly, to be around that much crowds, to be in a state that is getting hit pretty hard by COVID right now. So the main reason I decided not to go is because personally, I didn't want to. It was just a little too much and I didn't want to risk it. But there were a lot of other little things that went into this decision to not go. Starting with the fact that they straight up just canceled all of our fast passes and dining reservations. I get it, they're reworking how the park works, but still, like, if you guys have ever booked a trip to Disney World, you know how intense it is to get all these reservations, right? So all of that completely wiped out. So you're kind of a little deflated and you're like, okay. And then they had no new reservation system, so we're like, well, what's gonna happen? Ever since they shut down the park, that has been on my mind. What's gonna happen? How are they gonna come back? You know, is everything gonna be open? Is it worth going if only half the things are open? Every day I would think about that. So here we are with a few weeks to go before our trip with no reservations. But then when they came out with the park's reservation system, and we're like, okay, well, will we even get a park reservation? So I logged on the day that the hotel guests could. And then 45 minutes later, I got in and got a reservation for every park each day. I was like, okay, this is a good sign, right? At least if we decide to go, we have tickets to the parks. Then I started thinking about the logistics of what the park might look like, starting with wearing a mask. I am pro mask. I wear my mask every time I go out. Anytime I'm around strangers, I wear a mask. So I had absolutely no problem wearing a mask to the park. However, I did not think the idea of wearing a mask in 100-degree weather with humidity for a whole day sounded like fun. Is that a reason to not go? No. Is it something to be considered? Yeah. You might already be a little bit miserable from how hot it is, and the fact that you have to wear this on your face the whole time didn't sound comfortable. I don't mind wearing a mask for an hour or so I'm at the grocery store, but to wear it for 12 hours, 8 hours outside in heat and humidity, I don't know, I think my face would hate me. So that was one factor. Not a make or break one, but it definitely swayed me towards the side of not going. And then another factor was what's gonna be open? Like, what am I going there to see? And when I was booking our reservations, I noticed how early Magic Kingdom closed. It closed at like 7 o'clock. So I thought that was so odd. I'm like, it's not even really dark by then, is it? But I don't know. So it did seem like the days were kind of, like the park hours were cut short, especially without any magical hours. So our days would be shortened there, which you're like, okay, I feel a little gypped, but there's still things to do. I didn't know what rides and shows would be open. How long were these wait times gonna be? Like, yeah, the parks are at very limited capacity, but is that because everybody's waiting in a line when they have to go every other car, or, you know, one person per row? What's the logistics of that gonna look like? It just really ate at me, the unknown, which is this whole pandemic and quarantine, COVID, that's the biggest thing. It's like, it's so unknown, which makes it hard to want to do anything or to plan to do anything. And I am a big time planner. So the idea of going on this trip and having absolutely no idea what to expect terrified me. So I put that on the side for not going. And then I'm in California, so I'd have to fly to Florida, and I wasn't ready for that either. Like, I know that the airlines and the airports are doing everything they can, but I don't know, just traveling by airplane did not sound like something I wanted to do. So with all these factors to take into consideration, we decided not to go. You know, it was just, they make it very easy to kind of postpone your trip, so we decided, let's just do that and see what happens next year. After I made the decision, I felt really good about it, and I was like, this was the right thing to do. And I actually think it all worked out for the best, because after we decided to postpone and we moved everything, canceled our reservation, and canceled our park reservations, we got an email saying that they practically kicked us out of our hotel. We were staying at the Swan and the Dolphin, and they moved us to a JW Marriott off-site, which we're like, we could walk to Epcot, and now we have to take a bus off property. And we were like, that's not what we signed up for. So I took that as a good sign that we made the right choice. Then I started seeing all the annual pass holder preview people at the park, and it seemed safe, and it seemed like everybody was doing what they're supposed to do. Of course, you know, there are the videos out there of everybody crowding over merchandise, but nothing seemed too bad. I think it's actually going pretty well at the parks. You know, for the people who choose to go, like that is your choice. And if you are following the rules and being smart about it, more power to you. And I give you this list of all the reasons why we didn't go. There were a couple of reasons that I did want to go. Number one being that the crowds would most likely not be there. They are at very limited capacity, so if you have a ticket and you are going to the park, so far it looks like the parks are empty and the wait times are nothing, and who knows how long that's gonna last. But looking at the park times and nothing's more than 20 minutes, I'm like, oh damn, that would have been fun. That would have been a once in a lifetime thing, to be in a park when it's not crowded. Like, that doesn't happen anymore. The thought alone of being at a Disney park not crowded would be reason enough to go, right? But like I said many times before in this video, it was personal choice, and it's a personal choice for everybody. Do I have any regrets about postponing? No. No. Was I disappointed? Yeah. You know, I really wanted to go. When you're flying across the coast to go to Disney World, it's a big deal. You know, it's not like just going up to Disneyland for me. It's a whole big ordeal, and I was looking forward to it, and we made all these plans, and we're excited, and now it's kind of like womp womp. But I mean, that's everything this year so far, right? So you're just kind of used to it by now. But again, I think I made the right decision. I have no regrets, and I bumped it to February, which in the grand scheme of things does not seem that far away, especially since it pretty much seems like this year is just a bust. And I am resigned with the idea that I will be doing nothing this year. It gives me something to look forward to. Hopefully, February we'll be able to get out and go places. If you guys are in the same boat as I am and you're debating on whether to go or not, and you got a question or a concern, put it in the comments and I'll give you my personal opinion on it. And I hope this helps anybody who's in this situation, because it's tough. It's such a, like I said, it's such a personal decision, but if you guys want to talk it out, I'm here for you. My name's Aubrey. I make new videos every Thursday, so make sure you subscribe and follow me on all my social media, and I will see you guys next week. So you guys want to know my theme song for 2020? Everything is canceled. Everything is canceled if you booked it this year. Yeah. So, it's yours now if you'd like to use it.